Well, hello and happy Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving, my lovely people. It's good to see you in the chat. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of hang out with people who might not have anything to do or anywhere to go. Um, I've had several Thanksgivings like that where my kids were going to other family and I was home alone. It was not that way this year. Um, we had our Thanksgiving yesterday, and I'm sorry, I wanted to get up. I was planning to go live about 9 o'clock, and I woke up with this eye just completely blood red, and my whole face was swollen. Have no idea what's going on. So it took me a while and a couple of applications of eye drops to be able to see you and to look like a human. So there we go. Um, Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're gonna have chit chat, but true to form, I was just kind of minding my own business, scrolling around the YouTube, and I found a horrifying video, and I thought this cannot be true. I mean, look, my tinfoil hat is always within reach. Okay. But I kept thinking, oh my God, this cannot be right. And then I started, so, of course, one eye shut and everything. I'm researching. I'm researching. No, no. Oh my God, this is true. So yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff. We'll get into it. We're going to have a little happy time first. Um, but yeah, it was insane. What are y'all doing today? Are you going to a Thanksgiving dinner? Put it in the comments. Let me see what you're doing. Let me say hello. Hello, Daniel Berry. Whoop, whoop. Good morning. Good morning, Donnie Pitbull. Kuntz. Good to see you. Baby Daddy. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button. Uh, and I'll tell you why. It's not just a Thanksgiving hangout, and I might end up either clipping this video or I'm most definitely going to change the thumbnail at some point because of what we're going to talk about. So we'll see how it goes. See how freaked out y'all are. Probably people like Digital, good morning, Digital, probably already know about this stuff. I've heard about this stuff, okay, but I didn't know that you could find it in print. I was like, oh my God. Fragaria, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. I'm trying to find a good distance where I'm still in the center of the microphone and not. I need longer arms. My arms, because I don't have a pull out part to my desk. You know, the under part where you put your keyboard and you can pull it. This desk, that part got broken. And my son is like, look, just don't do it. Just take it off. We're not fixing this. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, Digital. Dark Arts, good to see you. Good morning, Canadian Nana. Good to see you as well. All right. Are you all gonna eat today? Like turkey? Are you going somewhere for turkey and dressing? Or I'll tell you what let me just tell y'all. I discovered, okay, my oven is out. It's been out. I need to buy a whole new stove, and I just had other things I needed more than the stove. That's Sachi. She wants to make her. It's okay. Settle down. Settle down. I don't know. She's on a tear this morning. But yeah. If y'all don't know, look, I'm totally off subject. But for y'all ladies out there, if you make cornbread dressing, and I didn't even think we were going to have a regular Thanksgiving because I don't have an oven. And I am very picky about dressing, like extremely picky. Let me see if I can tilt this. I'm very picky and I don't like everybody's dressing. And so I'm like, no, we're gonna do something besides turkey and dressing because I cannot make dressing without an oven. And then I discovered you can make it in a crock pot. And let me tell y'all, ladies, if you make cornbread dressing and you're not making it in a crock pot, try it. Oh my God. It is so much better. Just trust me on this. It's wonderful. And there's so little mess. Like I even mixed all my ingredients in the crock pot. I didn't even get a separate bowl. I just made 2 batches right in the crock pot. Mm, perfect. Perfect. So yeah. Um let me say oh hello. Let me get back up just a little bit. Dark Art says you're making some appetizers for anyone dropping by between other engagements. Hey, that's a great idea. Hello, Goddess. Happy Thanksgiving. Carol. Good to see you. I hope you're off today. Please tell me you're off today, Carol, or are you working? Yeah, little Sachi. Little Sachi, the terrorist today. I don't know what bee has gotten in her bonnet, but it's certainly there. Anyway, yeah. Let me keep up with everything that you're saying. And if you are on Replay Crew, tell me what you think about the subject that we're going to be talking about. Second cup of coffee. I'm going to tell you something. This is just a little bit of trivia. And we talked about it a little bit at the Thanksgiving table yesterday. Because what we do in my family is we eat dinner is really not a I mean, we have plenty of food, don't get me wrong. We got a buffet going on. But it's not really about the food so much. Thanksgiving and Christmas are like our big times together. And I don't know what y'all talk about at the Thanksgiving table, but our conversation always goes to the existential. And we're always way out there and like all kind of ideas, and it's insanity. And sometimes we end up talking through our gameplay time. But yesterday we just cut it off. We're like, okay, we could talk about this for hours. Let's play. So we played what did we play? We played 2 truths, 2 lies and a truth. 2 lies and a truth. And I won that one. Everybody was mad. They're like, yeah, they just meh. And I'm like, look, my head is full of useless facts. Okay, it always has been. If you want to know a useless fact, just ask me because I know stuff. That's why I cannot remember what I did 5 minutes ago because my head is already full of information that really doesn't have to reside there. But it does. Sach, please. Sachi, please. Baby, please. Lord, I hope you can't hear it as loud as I can. Anyway, then we played Imagine If you haven't ever played Imagine If, it's a board game. We played it twice, and my middle son won both times. It's really cool. It can, you have to be careful because it can be like it can hurt somebody's feelings. Just gotta be careful. Sometimes when we would come on a question, we're like, nah, let's not do this one. Let's just pick another card. But we had a blast. So I hope y'all enjoy, something. And like I said, I've been there a lot of years where there is nothing but a wailing cat going on. I have to work today, so that's why we did it yesterday. Just me. Hello. Artist, hello, and happy Thanksgiving. Saj, please. Let's see. You love little Sachi. I love her too, but man, she's loud. Oh, thank you, Rebby Lee. It isn't much, but put this toward a new step. Aw, thank you, thank you. I do hope to buy a stove within the next couple of weeks. I really. The problem is I have a gas stove, and it's not only the cost of the stove, but then you have to have, like, they won't let you hook it up. You have to call a plumber. That's the state rule. You have to call a plumber to install your stove, and they're not cheap either. Um, well, Brandon, you know what? I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving because I am not a terrorist. Uh, anyway, thank you so much, Rebby. Um, yeah. So, but let me tell you this bit of trivia I did before we got into all of our crazy conversation. I was reading the other day about a little raccoon. Did you know? Did you know that Calvin Coolidge pardoned a raccoon for Thanksgiving? Yeah. So here's the thing. Now, you wouldn't think that raccoon would be on the dinner table at Thanksgiving. I certainly would never dream of serving raccoon. First of all, they're very difficult to catch. Like they're mean. Like it's not like a turkey. Turkeys are just kind of dumb. Uh, anyway, uh, yeah. So and I can't remember the year. Sorry, y'all. Calvin Coolidge. So I guess it was like a thing, back in the day where farmers they would donate, to the White House some, in a gesture of goodwill, donate turkeys and, different things from their farms to Thanksgiving. So, that's why you see turkey pardons. But this has an interesting twist. It's not just we're pardoning the raccoon. So apparently what happens is somebody, because raccoon used to be on the menu. Who knew? I don't want to eat a rodent for Thanksgiving, but hey, that's just me. Um, I've never tasted raccoon and never plan to try. Okay. Never plan to. We don't know what's going to happen. But Calvin Coolidge gets this raccoon sent to him, and it's a live raccoon. And he is very taken with this raccoon. It's a female. And he decides to pardon, as sometimes presidents do. Calvin Coolidge pardoned the raccoon. But not only did he pardon the raccoon, he decided he really liked this little raccoon. And he named her Rebecca. And Rebecca became a White House pet. Okay, there are photos of his wife holding Rebecca. There are photos of Calvin Coolidge walking this raccoon, Rebecca, on a leash around the White House gardens. So, yeah, he kept Rebecca, and she was his pet. And, look. So, if any of y'all who have a pet raccoon, I think it's illegal, isn't it? I don't know. I have seen some people with them, but I'm not sure that it's legal. Y'all have to tell me about that. But yeah, so there you go. It was a good day for raccoons, or at least that one. Let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see. Pam Frenchman. Good morning. Good morning. The best barbecue ribs were from a raccoon. Really? I have never. Now, goats. They eat goats around here. I've never tried goat. I'd be willing to try goat, I think. But, and I've heard barbecue goat is very good. Again, I've never tasted it, but there are a few things I'd try. I would try rattlesnake. I would try goat. A raccoon? I don't know. I'd have to be really hungry. I've never heard of. Do y'all have raccoons? Like, is that a thing? Am I just missing out? Artist says I used to live in Louisiana, so raccoon on the dinner table doesn't surprise me. What does raccoon taste like? Everybody always says it tastes just like chicken, and it's funny because most things do taste like chicken. A lot of things do. Are we just talking about that let's see. Uh Oh, did anybody hear about the butterball turkeys? Yes. That is horrible. Actually my daughter told me that yesterday about how they are like I can't. I can't. All right. I get very very upset when it comes to animal cruelty to any creature who cannot defend itself. But y'all can look it up. I cannot talk about those details. But apparently they were very much abusing people in the plants were abusing these turkeys in hideous ways. And so Butterball had to come out and make a statement. I'm like, oh my God, shut that company down. And I'll tell you, I used to work for, this has been quite a few years ago. I used to be a nurse at Tyson, at one of the Tyson plants. And back then, and still, okay, because there are a lot of chicken plants around, lots of them around the state. But PETA is very involved with Tyson. And I've always said, now that I have worked and been inside the plant and had to, go around and make sure that people were, compliant to, standards and, that they were doing things from a medical perspective, the cleanliness, all that kind of stuff. I didn't understand why Tyson chicken meat was more expensive than other ones. Now I know. And I will eat pretty much anything from Tyson. If I'm going to eat chicken from somewhere else, maybe not, okay? Unless I make it. I'm very picky. But anyway, Tyson is very, very, like, you will be fired on the spot and possibly charged with cruelty if you abuse a chicken in any way. Okay, there's standards from the very beginning of processing to the end that they are extremely serious about. So this isn't an advertisement for Tyson. I'm just saying I found it to be a very ethical company when it comes to that kind of thing. So, I mean, you know what? I just think Tyson should take over turkeys. Butterball, you suck. I did not have turkey yesterday, but I did make chicken and dressing. So there you go. Hey, Andre. Never heard of eating raccoon. We have a family of 5 living under our shed. They're so cute. I mean, like, I know you have to be really careful. They will tear you up. I have a raccoon that comes to visit. I have a possum. I saw the possum. I'm sure it's the same possum because once they start getting around, they kind of keep coming back to the same spot. And last year, this possum was much smaller. But I came home from work one night and oh no, I walked out my back door. That's what it was. But it was late at night, and I walked out my back door because I remembered I had a bag of cat food delivered from Walmart, and I had not brought it into the house. And I thought, oh man, I've got to get out there. The cats probably have torn the bag open, the outside cats. And no, they had not. But I walk out the door and I turn the light on, and there is the bag of. Yeah, she ain't gonna stop. There's this bag of cat food on the back porch, and this human. When I say it wasn't like raccoons aren't small, but this was like a ginormous raccoon sitting there. Like I'm not even kidding. He's sitting back like you would on a recliner. He he's sitting on his bottom, and he's got like one little paw up on the bag of cat food and the other one on his belly. And yes, he has torn a hole in the bag. He's eating the cat food. I mean, he is so happy. This raccoon, this is his Thanksgiving. And he's looking at me with those little eyes, and that cute little face. But I thought, raccoons normally when they get close to a human comes out or whatever, they take off running, as most wild animals do. This one, Oh no. He stares me down. Like he's just looking at me like, what you gonna do about it? And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, why aren't you moving? I'm like 3 feet away from you, you crazy raccoon. And I'm thinking, oh my God, are the cats okay? And I look over on, I've got a kind of a big back porch. And I look and they're sitting over there on the side and they're just chilling. They're not upset. You know, they're just doing their cat thing. While yeah, I'm like, okay, are we a family now? Like, do I put out cat food for the raccoon as well? Um, there seemed to be no animosity between them. I can't say because Sachi's in front of me again. Um, but anyway, yeah, I had to like literally go out and be a crazy person, like, shoo, get. And I'm like waving my arms and screaming at the top of my lungs, like, go on, go on. I had to get the cat food inside the house. Like, I got to fight a raccoon now for my bag of cat food. It was crazy. Finally, I mean, he just looked at me. He just sat there looking at me. And it wasn't until I was waving my arms like a lunatic and rushing him that he finally gets up and he very slowly, like, this was an attitude, like, I'll leave, but I'm not scared of you. He very slowly waddles off into the night. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to name you. Maybe Rocky? I don't know. Just whatever. I'm sure he comes to visit, and I'm sure when I put out food for all the rest of the cats that he probably comes and visits. But I also have a possum. My possum has definitely grown in this last year, and I saw him. I saw him the other night when I came in from work. He was running off the back porch. I'm like, okay, well, here you go. I'm feeding the wild animals now, so it is what it is. Uh, I could not imagine eating either one of them. Cyber Warrior, hello, hello. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. So Fur Baby Daddy says that the goat is stringy. Huh. Goat. Andre says if goat is cooked properly, it's very tender. See, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try. Rebecca Ann. Good morning. Hello. I hope every one of you are in your pajamas with some coffee or whatever beverage that you like in the mornings. And I hope you're just chilling and resting. I think it's cool. Day tripper. You must be in Arkansas. No, I am in Alabama. Alabama. Um, I've been to Arkansas. Uh, let's see. Oh, okay, day tripper. Um, yes. Okay, we're getting back into the Tyson. Yes, I mean not Tyson, but Butterball. Yeah. If you don't want to ruin your day, don't look that up. It's bad. It's really bad. Um, Carol says, I guess it's too early to break out the Merlot. You know what? We didn't even break it out yesterday. At the end of the day, because usually we do have wine with dinner on holidays. And, we got done with all of our game playing, and it was like almost 11 o'clock at night when we were wrapping it up. And you're like, you know what? We didn't even have anything today. Uh, we had a great time, but uh, I myself cannot drink because I'm allergic, but usually other people do. I can only have a glass of wine like right before bed because I'm gonna pass out. I have a very intense reaction, so they all know. Don't let her near the alcohol. Okay, Deputy Dog. I live in New York City. Really? Do you? I love New York. I haven't been since 2019, the very end. Christmas of 2019 was my last trip. But I absolutely love New York City, or the way it was then. What? You have raccoons. Sometimes they climb up the fire escape. You need to watch the windows so they don't come in. What? There's raccoons in New York City? Huh. Well, now I'll tell you, this is interesting. I mean, this was not a trip to New York, but I was driving with a friend. This is in 2018, I think. I was going from Massachusetts through back to Alabama, and we had to go through New York City. And there at the is it the George Washington Tunnel Bridge, something like that? We're about ready to go into a covered part, and like there's lots of traffic, even though it was early in the morning. I mean, you can imagine. And we get stuck in traffic just before we go inside the tunnel. And I'm, just kind of looking around because it's the first time I've ever, well, it's not the first time I was ever in New York, but it's the first time I was ever in the city part. And I look over and there is I think it's a chicken. I don't think it was a rooster. Maybe, I don't know. I have to get my picture back out. It was a chicken or a rooster of some kind. And he's just walking down the highway, like right beside the car. And I'm looking at him, and I see up on the hill there's like some buildings. I don't know if they were houses, whatever. And I'm like, wait a second, what is a chicken doing just walking down the road in New York City? I wouldn't expect that. Here in Alabama, it is very common to see a chicken walking down the side of the road. Okay. Um, but raccoons, I don't know. I never really thought about it, I guess. But I can't imagine living in a high rise and then looking out the fire escape, looking out and seeing a raccoon staring at you. But hey, whatever. Uh yes, raccoons are very smart. And I mean, I think that's why people do like to keep them as pets, but I don't think you're supposed to. You got to keep that on the down low. Deputy Dog says, once I was walking into the CVS on Ditmars and the double doors opened and a mama possum and her babies walked out. That is hilarious. New York City is an unusual place to live in. Wow. Now, see, things that I didn't know. Because every time I go to New York, honestly, I spend almost 95% of the time I spend in Manhattan. I'm trying to think if I ever saw it. I never saw, that's just me. I never saw anything in Manhattan um, of wildlife, anyway, of that kind. uh, let's see. Oh, Shay Watson, good morning. Nothing compares to the historic WKRP in Cincinnati turkey drop. Forgot about that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Possums are good for the environment. They eat all the other critters. Yeah, and you also with possums, I mean, they are marsupials, and it's really a shame that they have been, demonized by people. Yes, I know they have alligator teeth. I realize that. They can really tear something up. But they are more docile creatures, right? They're more loving, they're more passive. I don't know if loving's the right word, maybe. But they're more passive. They're more scared of you. And so if you have one that wants to be friendly, it's probably, they're going to hiss first, play dead. They're not like big predators. Um, what? Okay, wait. I actually, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I accidentally tasted Nutria rat once when I lived in Louisiana. That is why I no longer eat pitch in food. What is pitch in food? Oh yeah, what we call it? We don't call it pitch in. We call it like just bring a covered dish. That's what we say. Uh, there's another word that we use, but yeah, no, rat, no. I would literally have to be starving to death, and I think I would eat tree bark first. Let's see here. So some of you are goat. Y'all like goat John Smith. Good morning, John Smith. They eat goat. I can't talk. Goat curry in the West Indies. I like curry seasoning. So, I mean, like I said, people have told me goat is good. Deputy Dog says, I'm Albanian. Goat is a staple for us. See, I would love to taste goat. And I know I can go. There's a lot of ethnic restaurants that are popping up like all over the place. And some of them do serve goat. I'm just like, I tell you, I tasted at one of the Hispanic places that I really love their food. People were like, you need to try the beef tongue taco. And they're like, it has a really, I just can't. Here's my problem with that. I have seen a lot of cows up close and personal, okay? And when a cow sticks its tongue out, it's like so huge and thick. I can see where it would be meaty. But if you ever really had a cow look at you and his tongue is hanging out or coming out, it's like, oh, I don't know. I can't. So anyway, a lot of my family members said, hey, you really need to try this. The taste is amazing. So I did that one day with some coworkers. We ordered out and I'm like, okay, let's get one and let's like split it. I will have to say that the taste is very good. It's more like a pure beef, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a clean beef taste to me, but the texture, I couldn't get past the texture. It was very mushy, which is nice normally, but I just could imagine. I just thought about a cow and a cow tongue looking at me. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. That was the end. I'm like, yeah, it tastes good. I'm never going to eat this again. Oh, my mods are not asleep, Brandon. They're just being nice to you. If you really want to be banned, I can do it, but I'm not inclined to. Oh my gosh, you had 6 sheep running through Brooklyn last week. Through Brooklyn? Where did the sheep come from? Did they get loose? Like where? Wow. Pam says, back in the days when you left your doors open, my mom grabbed us to go to the store. When we got home, the raccoon got in the house. Oh, there was sugar and flour everywhere. Oh yeah, I can see that. They really are. They're kind of like bears, aren't they? Just smaller, but they're like little thieves. Oh, you're in Arkansas and you saw a guy with a baby possum in Walmart once. Oh wow. See, I thought they were illegal to make them pets. I could be wrong. Hush, Sachi. Oh my gosh, I can't. Hold on. I'm going to put myself on mute for a second. Okay. Just so I wouldn't yell in the microphone. Oh my goodness. Okay, Cyber Warrior says, this talk about raccoons is making me think of that scene from Elf where Buddy the elf goes to hug one and it jumps and starts attacking him. Yeah. Raccoons are something else. They're so cute though, It's like I would never look at that creature and like imagine eating it. I know they can be destructive, they're mean, they're dangerous. But they're so cute. They're so cute. The little trash pandas, right? They're just adorable. Oh no. Shay says, I have a doggy door. It's completely non-discriminatory. I've occasionally come down for a midnight snack to find a raccoon or possum shredding bags of chips. The raccoon always washes food in the sink. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is, see, I've thought about putting in a cat door, but that's the reason I don't. I'm like, what is going to come in through the door? I don't know. I don't know. I live rural. It could be anything. Oh, yes. S. Stillman. Hello. Good morning. Potluck. That was the word I was looking for. Potluck. Yeah, you eat potluck and then you find out you ate a rat. No. Victoria says gross. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people do eat tongue. And I mean, like I said, it's not that it doesn't taste good. It does taste good. I just, I can't. You eat what is commonly found in your ecosystem. True. True. Um, people around here also eat turtle, like snapping turtle. First of all, that is the hardest thing in the world to get through the shell of a snapping turtle. Okay, it's just, and there's not that much meat. I tried it when I was a kid. I mean, it kind of tastes like chicken, like everything else, but whatever. Good morning. Say what? Say what? Hey, say what? Good to see you. Um, let's see. Let me catch up with you. Let's see. Day Tripper says, my grandma had to help her dad hunt and sell raccoons during the Depression. Oh, yeah. That would be a time when you're eating raccoons for sure. She said they had to leave the skin on the feet so people would know they weren't cats. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. You know what? It seems like I have heard that a long time ago. Um, yeah. Oh, wow. Maybe that's why that you see in the old movies, like, Davy Crockett and stuff, they had a raccoon tail on the back of their hat, which it is very nice, a fluffy tail. When I was a kid, we bought one. My parents bought me one with a real raccoon tail. Um, I don't know if you can even get those anymore, but I guess maybe you had to leave the feet and the tail or whatever on so people would know. Oh, that's horrifying. Horrifying. All right. Y'all want to hear some more horrifying stuff since uh we've been chit-chatting. Again, I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Wonderful day. But if you are bored after this live and you want to keep researching, I'm going to give you a subject we can talk about, okay? So, this morning I am just, browsing. Brandon, you are unblocked. Do you feel better now? Yeah, I don't understand. I've never understood. I've never trolled anyone, and I never understand what people get out of it. But hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. So anyway, I'm sitting around having my first cup of coffee, and just doing internet, YouTube stuff, like trying to wake up. And I come across a video. Man, let me just tell you. Um, I'm gonna do this one thing, and I think this is on. Uh, this is the name of the channel. I think this is on TikTok because he said that he couldn't post anymore on TikTok. Make sure that comment's up. It's called Minutes of Horror. It is still up on TikTok, but he can't add to it. And he's got and it's a compilation on YouTube. Hush, baby. It's a compilation on YouTube as well. And then he has a second channel on TikTok that he said he had to make called Seconds of Horror. And so, I don't know. You know how you just like strange stuff. This is how I have so many crazy facts in my head. You have your random stuff that comes up on YouTube. They decide what they think you want to watch, and they're usually pretty pretty right. And then you have a random video. It's like something you have never looked up, and it's just you're like, "What?" And it's a subject that this is how I started studying quantum physics, honestly. That was my whole rabbit hole with quantum physics, which fascinate me. Absolutely fascinate me. Never thought I would ever be interested. And I literally watched one random video that YouTube put up, and I was like, what? And I actually understood what they were talking about. And so it just escalated from there. Well, that's kind of what happened this morning. I see a random video, and I am, starting down the rabbit hole. Starting down the rabbit hole again. Um, let's see. Wait. No. Okay. I'm just trying to move my mouse. All right. Oh, geez, I almost ended this. Hello, Nancy Drew. About to embark in my Thanksgiving feast. Oh, at my daughter's vegetarian, dairy-free, gluten-free, unsweetened tea. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of problems here, but the unsweetened tea, that's the worst. Y'all, let's just everybody say a prayer. My daughter went through a phase of being a vegetarian. Now, she still really doesn't, she's not a vegetarian, but she really doesn't eat meat very often. So all of her dishes are mostly vegetables. Dairy free, gluten free. Oh, the unsweetened tea. That does it for me. It just does it for me. Everyone's dietary needs. See, my problem is it's not that I don't love vegetarian food. I do. There's some really, really good dishes. Dairy, see, I got to have my cheese. Gluten, I need to stay away from. I try, but, the cornbread dressing, I'm sorry, I'm going to have it. But, yeah, the unsweet tea, no. And here's the thing, what would the word be? Carnivarian? I am very much, it's not that I don't like vegetables, but I am a carnivore. You could just set me in front of the turkey and I'd be like, oh, happy Thanksgiving. We good. Uh, so anyway, let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad your cat is quiet. I'm just telling you, mine, I don't know. I think it's because they're in a separate part of the house where my personal space and everybody else was in the dining room and the parlor and everything yesterday, and they could hear the commotion. And I think she's just really upset that she didn't get invited. But we had the food out. You can't leave a cat in the house with the food out. Come on. Sorry. Hey, Jaded Empath. Good to see you. Mario, it's time to party. I did that yesterday. It wasn't really a party, but it was fun. It was lots of fun. Robin, happy Thanksgiving. Good to see you. All right. Oh no. My chihuahua is barking at the cat meows. I don't know if I can get her to hush or not. Hold on. Let me see. Come here. Come here, kitty. Come here. Hold on. Kitty. Oh. Well, I've got the dog here now. Because apparently she thinks her name is Kitty. Y'all behave. All right. Okay, so let me tell you about my my little thing, my little excursion into the rabbit hole. Ninja, I'm just going to address this. Ninja, I'll just tell you, your cat was feral. You've had her since 2 weeks, and that might be why she's quiet. My cat was feral too, but she was older. She was probably, I don't know, at least 8 or 9 months old. She was feral, and I think she's making up for lost time. It's like now she's very opinionated. Uh, Just Me says I can't even eat turkey this year after. Yeah, yeah. I was glad because I honestly I do usually buy a butterball. Um, I'm glad I did not have turkey this year. All right, so um, let me move to another thing. All right, I had to look this up. Let me adjust this some. I made the news bigger. All right. Um, you pronounce this word chimera. Chimera. Because and there's different ways to spell it, but I asked a bunch of Google things like how to pronounce it. So I wasn't saying it wrong. All right. So I see a news article on YouTube this morning. And I'm looking at this news article and I'm like, I've got to fact check this, okay? So I first of all I googled the article. It was originally an article by someone named I think it was Sarah Reardon. Sarah Reardon. It was in 2016, and it was talking about a ban or a ban being lifted on certain experiments. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe like this. I mean, it's YouTube. And so you kind of think there are people out there just making up crap. And so I'm like, oh, let me see if I can find that original article. Well, lo and behold, I did. And it was from the National Institute of Health. Yeah, the National Institute of Health. It is there, and now you had to see the whole article. You had to join or whatever, but I could see enough of the article and some other things to know that it was real. It was also done by it's a magazine called Nature, and it was cited by several other articles. And so I'm like, wait, but this one I found, and I'm gonna go. I can't see y'all right now. But it says, okay, so this is from November 17th of 2017. This is from factcheck.org. Okay, because here I am. And I'm not saying I always believe everything. Shh. I'm not saying I always believe everything that some of the like Snopes. I do not believe everything that Snopes. I've seen Snopes be wrong. So, I'm like, but let me check. Yes, it is everywhere, y'all. And it just gets the rabbit hole. It just gets bigger. All right, so the question is, does the National Institute of Health fund research on human animal chimeras or organisms that are part human, part other animal? The answer is with some exceptions, the NIH doesn't fund research on human animal chimeras, but the agency has proposed a rule to widen the scope of research it funds in this area. Okay, but we're gonna keep going on because it gets darker. It gets darker. All right, so the word chimera, and I know a lot of people pronounce this different. That's why I looked it up, so I would not be, because apparently there's a lot of words I like to pronounce wrong. Originally it was in Greek mythology, a fire-breathing creature that's part lion, part goat, and part snake. Okay, but when they are using this as involved with science, it is talking about merging humans and animals. Now, at first you think, okay, there are some things that we know. As a matter of fact, my ex-mother-in-law has a pig valve heart. Okay, a pig heart valve. She had a like a mechanical one, and they only last about 10 years, and then And this has been years ago. So they put a pig valve in because they actually work better and last longer. And of course, if you know, pig is the closest thing to human that we know of. So, especially when you're doing skin grafts and things like that, people actually can use pig skin. Um, so that is not new. That's been around a long time, but there is a big difference, in my opinion, of using a pig valve. Shh, sorry. Using a pig valve to replace a human valve and using cells and like merging. Okay, we're going to get there. Big difference. I understand that some things, okay, just like we use like cadavers. Of course, it is human, but you know, you use cadavers to have a replace like well, I'm not thinking. It's not bones. It's the 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 long white stringy things. You know, y'all will come up with it. I don't know what's wrong with my head today. Cannot think. I should know this. But anyway, tendons, ligaments. There we go. Tendons. It is very, very common to use cadaver tendons to replace things because, like, look, it's hard to build a tendon, okay? Now, but this article says, this article goes on, and look, to me, this is just ridiculous. But this is what they're saying. If you are anything except one human, you're a chimera. Well, that's a bunch of BS. And to me, it is just watering it down to the place that we're not concerned. They say, for example, a once pregnant woman could be considered a chimera because she can carry her baby's cells in her body for years, if not for the rest of her life, which is true. If you didn't know that, especially you carry more of your son's cells in your body for years than you do a daughter's. That's the last I heard about it. But yeah, did you know that? Like, you still carry some of the cells of your child in your body. That explains a lot, doesn't it? Okay, so they're saying that if you have given birth and you have cells in your body from another person, you are a chimera. That's just ridiculous. She's just determined. Yes, baby. Settle down. Settle down. Let's see. But like I said, in my opinion, it is because they are trying to make it more normalized. Oh, you know, this is just a term. We even say, humans, mothers could be called chimeras because they have cells from another human. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right, so they're saying it always doesn't always translate to humans, animals. All right. But they're saying that, and again, this is just the background, 2017. They're saying that they're using stem cells because, as you know, a stem cell is like, it's from a stem cell you can make anything. All right, it's like once you have an adult cell, it is what it is. But a stem cell can be manipulated to, you can make a heart cell out of it. You can, you can make every different organ out of a stem cell. It's like, the base cell. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Now, that's important because that is what they are using to blend with animal cells, is a stem cell. Embryonic stem cells. All right, if you can see that, let me bring it up to the top. Also, unlike adult stem cells, embryonic stem cells can grow easily in the lab, making them the preferred choice for disease treatments and experiments. Well, of course, everybody wants to cure diseases, right? I mean, and I like, look, I get it. You want to do so. Are we going to really cure anything? Not in my opinion, but they're saying we are. Um, okay, so it is still very much an ethical issue. Now, um, in 2000, under President Bill Clinton, please, Sachi, move your tail off the screen. Y'all can't see this, but all I see is a big floof. Um, okay, Bill Clinton, he had the final rule was under his administration, it prohibited funding for pluripotent stem cells combined with an animal embryo. So Clinton says, no, we can't do this. All right. But in August of 2001, President George Bush limited the scope. Okay? He limited the scope of stem cell research that could be federally funded to experiments using embryonic stem cell lines. Blah. I'm not going to be real technical with this, okay? Mostly because it's going to be boring to just read. But, okay. When they limited it, there were certain rules. Like they could, and this says they could use those stem cells and merge them into a rodent or pig embryo, but not a chimpanzee or monkey. All right, please, Sachi, move your tail. So it was scaled back. Now, they have said that in the scientific community, this is a hot topic and has been for years about is it ethical to blend human cells and animal cells? I mean, because basically what you're getting is the island of Dr. Moreau. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that weird thing? Okay, look, silly girl, silly girl. Let me get back to what I can see y'all saying for a second. Yes. Oh, yeah, Carol says that. It reminds me of the doctor, Moreau. But it's gonna get worse. Say hi. Say hi, baby. Yeah. You want to just sit up here? It's hard to maneuver. Yeah, it is. I can't hardly hold you and your big bottom. Here, just sit here, baby. Here, sit here, Sach. Okay. It's like having a 2-year-old, right? Let me get way back down. Shay says China is doing human primate breeding. One lab was torched and several live specimens were killed. Wow. Yeah. The lady that had 19 kids and all the stem cells she has left in her body. Yeah. That's crazy. Crazy to think about. I've only had 3. All right. Yes, I have seen that, Shay, about the white mice they are using to grow human ears on for transplanting. Yeah, have you seen that? That is absolutely insane. I've seen the pictures. It's like, oh, that's disgusting. All right, but we're not done there. Let me go back to here. Now, make sure y'all can see this right. Okay. Now, in 2021, this comes from, let me show you where this comes from. This comes from Forbes, okay? So from 2016-17, we've got this debate. You have a ban, then you have like, okay, well, we're gonna limit it. It's not banned anymore, it's just limited. All right, so now in 2021, apparently there was a ban um, or there was a lifting of the ban. Okay, somewhere in there. Yes, honey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's a fat kitty. She's a fat kitty. Um, but in 2021, the GOP was trying. They proposed a legislation to prohibit chimeras. So this is what we're looking at. But it says this is May 27th, 2021. The U.S. Senate on Thursday voted along party lines to kill a Republican amendment to technological development bill aimed at banning experiments. So basically, they that bill failed where they were trying to put the skids on this, and so it goes on to but look, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger without. Let me change this for y'all so you can see it more. Uh, Sorry, give me just a second. Every time I change to a different article, it sometimes changes the format. Okay, but hopefully you can see this better and read along with me. Okay, the amendment defines human animal chimera as various combinations of human and non-human DNA. All right. Um, Another definition is non-human life form that is engineered to exhibit human facial features. What? Or other bodily morphologies to resemble human features. Like what? So now they're going to give like cats human faces, or what? What? Are you gonna have a lab rat that looks like Angelina Jolie? Like what's up with this? What do you mean? And why would you want to? Why would you want to do that? Okay, the amendment would have imposed either 10 years imprisonment or a fine of at least $1 million or both for even attempting to create a human animal chimera. But remember, this failed. The GOP tried to stop this and it failed. All right. Brown, who is staunchly anti, I don't think I can say that, said in an experiment, human life is distinct and sacred, which I agree with. It's especially unethical and should be a crime. Yes, it should. This, though, this was the most disturbing line of the whole article. Okay? And again, this comes from Forbes. Scientists have spent decades creating chimeras to improve the testing of drugs and boost organ transplant research. But even within the scientific community, debates have raged about the relative humanity of chimeras and whether they are ethical. Let me start with that first sentence. Scientists have spent decades creating chimeras to what? They've spent decades already? We're not talking about just from 2016 then, right? Scientists have spent decades creating chimeras. Where are these chimeras? What are these chimeras? What does that look like? What have you blended together, Dr. Moreau? And the debate amongst these people is the relative humanity of chimeras. Because are they human? Are they part human, half human? What then it leads to questions like, do they have a soul? I mean, are they human? Would you consider a half human a human? If it's, half goat and half human? Is that a human? I mean, I would say there's like, what? But they've been doing this for decades. Really? I, was that legal? I guess. Okay, because we're not just talking about little cells, which I have a problem with blending human and animal cells anyway. Darling, put your claws up. This is not comfortable for me. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's insane. Okay, so now in a lab, imagine this. In labs all over the place, there are chimeras. There are part human, part animals. We don't know. We don't know what they are. But they're in labs. Well, what happens if they get out of the lab? Well, I have a whole problem with this. Do they ever get out of labs? What and what would happen to if you have a human that's part animal and has an animal disease? Can that human transfer that disease to other humans from the human? Like, look, there's so much. There's so much to this. Let me see what you're saying. I can't even. Where are you at? Hey, Four Pits. Hey, turkeys. Hey, Four Pits. Happy Turkey Day to you. Hope you are doing good and you've got something planned. All right. Let's see. Carol says, we have no idea what abominations they are unleashing on us. Some creatures washed up on shore from Plum Island, New York. I don't believe they ever got a positive ID. I have heard weird things about Plum Island for sure. Yes. That place is terrifying. Dark Art says, yes. Um, yes, Just Made Minutes of Horror did have a video. That's where somewhere in there is what triggered me to start actually researching this on myself. Look, y'all, Sachi is laying in my lap on her back like a little baby and just wanting my attention. Just like with her little paws, her little feet. She's just kicking. Like she is honestly like a 3-month-old over here. Silly. Yeah, like the C virus, possibly. Yeah, the Tiger Man. I don't remember. I haven't watched Doctor Moreau in so long. Um, but okay. So we know. All right. We've already seen the evidence of. It's not just because here's the thing. I watched Minutes of Horror and I'm like, oh, that is horrific. But me, I'm gonna look for the research. I'm gonna see, is this just, is this just a YouTube, fantasy? Is it whatever? I'm gonna research, and that is what I did. And oh my God. Oh my God. So then I came across, and I think they also did this one. Um, I'm gonna show you a video. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Okay. Let me see if I can. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, this one's better. All right, this is a video that comes from. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to maneuver my mouse because this cat is bumping her head against my arm. Okay. This is from Megan Cruz, and she was just Megan at KOAT. And it says to follow her on X, but when you click that link, she's not there. So I don't know if she changed her job. I don't know what happened to Megan. This is only a year ago. This is July 27th of 2023. Make sure I've got this big in the console because this is what people are saying about Dulce. Dulce? Is that how they pronounce it? Dulce is, I think, the correct pronunciation, but here in Alabama, we like to take words that names of places that and say it completely incorrectly. Like we know if you're a stranger, if you refer to a certain, place by its correct name. It's like wait, there's a place in, is it Mississippi? I think it's in Mississippi that they call it Cairo. Y'all know, if y'all are from Mississippi, you'll be. My dad told me this once. It's they call it Cairo, but it's actually Cairo, Cairo. But if you go and you call it Cairo, they know you're from somewhere else, and that is exactly the way it is in Alabama. Okay, leave the cat alone. Um, it's like they're nuts. They're nuts today, both of them. Uh, so I don't know if they call it dulce, but or dulce. This is New Mexico. I want to make sure. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to leave myself in here so I don't get a strike. But this is some crazy things that these people who live around here in New Mexico. So I may have to stop it mid videos to not get a strike and talk for a second, but I want you to watch this.
Craftsmanship, expertise, and the product itself is top-notch. All of that with a price that you can afford.
Get up to a $600 tax credit with our solar zone on windows and patio doors.
When quality and value matter most, choose Windows.
Sorry, y'all. There.
Jerry Julian says she had her first extraterrestrial encounter right here on her Dulce Ranch about 40 years ago.
It was huge. I just saw the bottom of it. You know, it was like flat like this.
Many of her neighbors claim similar strange sightings.
Fat in the middle and kind of like rounded on the sides. You're speechless, you know? You just don't know what to think, you know? It's just like, it's like nothing you've ever encountered before.
Why are stories of the extraordinary ordinary here?
I do not know. I do not know. Probably kind of that big mountain we have right there, you know.
Rumor has it there is a secret base hidden underneath the Archuleta Mesa here. The mountain overlooks Dulce. Some people in town say the base is run by aliens working with our federal government to conduct mind control and genetic experiments. Do you believe that?
Yeah. Well, a whole bunch of people seen it, you know.
Like the ground opened up, steam coming out of it.
They also claim they've seen some creatures cooked up in those experiments, like Bigfoot and something half human.
Down this way, the waist down, it's a goat. It has a tail. But up here, it's a man.
People tell me Dulce wasn't always a center for supernatural activity, but then sometime in the 70s, things changed. That's when cows started turning up mutilated.
They just cut out in between the legs right here. We seen one.
I know it's not a predator, it's doing it. Someone's doing it.
Local police never definitively said who's to blame. Locals say it has to be something out of this world. And since then,
I was taking a random picture, zoomed it in, and there was a UFO right there.
They say they know it sounds crazy.
They're just going to ask me, well, how much did you drink or what did you drink?
I'll submit to a lie detector test or anything, you know.
But say it's the truth. Question is, do you believe?
Anything possible these days now.
In Dulce, Megan Cruz, KOAT Action 7 News.
Okay. Let me pull that down.
My name is Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service, better known as IPS.
There we go. Let me shut this whole thing down. That's all I can hear. All right. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, what do y'all think about the possibility? Okay, when they're saying all of these crazy things in New Mexico. Now, part of me says, is that where things like Bigfoot, dogmen come from? Are they chimeras? I would tend to think they were, if in the case of Bigfoot especially, and really dogmen, I would tend to think so, except that it has been thousands of years in history, drawings, stuff like that, that people have, referenced these creatures. But are they doing it now? Did you hear what that one woman said? She said on the bottom he looks like a goat, like it's a. So what would that be? That's not a. It's not a centaur, is it? What is the other thing? Oh my gosh, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The mythological creatures. But yeah, she said literally they saw this. A goat man. Half goat, half man. And I'm like, okay. You know, now I say this as someone who has seen Bigfoot, okay? So I know he exists. I've shared my whole long story about that. But aside from that, and this was so many years ago, this is before we knew that there was such a process. We didn't know back in those days, we didn't know about DNA, or the general public didn't, the scientists did. But, but then that article, you remember it said they've been doing this for decades. My question is, how many decades? How many decades you've been doing this? And is this what this is? These creatures, or are you just making new ones? Let's see. Let me go back to what y'all are saying. There's a Cairo in Illinois. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's what my dad said. He was born in Mississippi, but he lived in Illinois. So maybe I'm just wrong. Shay says, I have a documented sighting interviewed by J. Allen Hynek and recorded in the books. Wow, Shay, I would love for you to come on and talk about that, either on this channel or my other channel, or both channels. That would be cool. Man, I would love to hear that story. Yes, there was, just me. There was a story. Yeah, it was about a year ago with aliens in somebody's backyard. And all the stuff, which I am not a TikToker. I put stuff up there occasionally. I'm trying to start one for my other channel, and so far I haven't posted anything. But they are telling me about all of these people on TikTok saying that, all these aliens and the government is disclosing aliens in the ocean. I mean, you could hide anything in the ocean, let's be real. It's vast. Let's see. Mario says, have you seen the video of orbs over British RAF bases lately? No, I have not. Honestly, I just haven't. I mean, I know the people are telling me things about all these UFO disclosures, and I am aware that it's going on, but I really haven't watched it. I mean, I was never of the opinion that there wasn't something extraterrestrials, even though the government told us for years there wasn't. I was never of the opinion you should listen to what the government says, because they're not going to tell you the truth about things that they think might make you panic. And I get that. I do. Come on, Sach. Please do not stand on my keyboard. Thank you. Jaded empath. That's funny. Reminds me of the movie Nope. Yeah. A satyr. Thank you. Thank you, Dark Arts. Yes, a satyr. And isn't that half man, half goat? Let's see. Before pitch, you're funny. You are funny. It's time. Mario says it's time to party with the aliens. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be partying with the aliens. No. Y'all are funny. Your comments. Where can I find you talking about Bigfoot? Oh my gosh. It is on this channel. It's been, y'all, how many months? It was back in the summer, I think, maybe. I wish I could remember what live show that was. You can maybe look by the titles and thumbnails if I put it in there. But I did. I promised I would tell my Bigfoot story, and I did. I have no idea, though, Jaded Empath, which one it is. I'll try to find it. And how we ever got on that topic, I don't know. I think I do know. I think it was one of the shows. It was one of the shows that I either did with Humanetics, or before that, it was me and Brain Bungler. Look at the episodes that me and Brain Bungler are talking about weirdness, because it could be on there. I think that's what I did. I think he was on with me. Let's see. Project Bluebeam is designed to be a false flag. They used it on my activist friend in Ontario. I've heard you say that before, Carol, and I've seen pictures of places that have things like that, like videos. It's usually the obscure videos on TikTok or YouTube that they try to, push down. Just Me says, I think there was a story of aliens in a mall in Miami about 2 years ago. I mean, do y'all ever I'm just going to say this. Do you ever just go to Walmart? And maybe it's just Alabama. I go to Walmart sometimes and I'm like, they all look like aliens. I'm like, where did y'all people come from? Because there's 2 Walmarts in my area. One is, we were just talking about this the other day. One is like, you go into that Walmart and you see all of the typical Walmart things. Like you see people in their pajamas and, people wearing or driving or like bizarre. It's Walmart bizarre. Okay. It's the people, that website, People of Walmart. Yeah. It's pretty much like that. You might see some strangeness occasionally. All the time, pajama pants, but there's other weirdness from time to time. But then that is in one direction. But then you go the other direction, there is a Walmart there that I promise, it's not that they always look that weird. It's just you get the sense. In this particular Walmart, I look around and I look at people and I'm like, there is something not right. Like, are you even human? Like, it is bizarre. And I've talked to other people who are kind of like in the middle of these 2 Walmarts, because it's basically the same distance, not give or take. I'm kind of in the middle of them, and it's like, which one do I go to? Because I know if I go to this weird one, like, God help me, just go in there and get what you have to have. That's why I have delivery most of the time. They deliver. I'm not walking in there. But you walk in that Walmart and you're just like, okay, keep your head down. Just get your milk and bread, whatever you're getting, get out quick. It's just bizarre. But do y'all think that, hey, Grizz, happy Thanksgiving, Walmartians. Absolutely. We saw, honestly, this has been like maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. There were 3 of us in there, and we saw this guy, and we, honest to God, he did not look human. He did not act human, and we're like, is that a robot? Like, is that really what we would call an android or a robot? All 3 of us just looked at each other, and we kept watching this guy, and we kept thinking, when we get outside and we get in the car, we're like, did you see that? Yeah. We're looking at each other, even in the store, like, look over there. What is that? What is that? It was honestly the most bizarre human I have ever seen. And he was with a guy that was totally blind. So his companion couldn't see what he looked like. And we're like, part of me is like, should somebody warn him that I don't know what this thing is, but it's not human? Like, bless his heart, he doesn't even know. He can't see him. For baby daddy says it's not just Alabama. Walmart's a scary place, y'all. I'm just saying. Andre says, my ex and I saw a UFO over Lake Erie in the 70s. So did a lot of others. I think I was not living here at the time, but I think it was like the maybe late 80s that there was, and not right where I live, but not far, terribly far from where I live, there was a big alien sighting, and it's, by extremely reputable people, like non-crazy people, part of the community, who swore, had the same story about this UFO, and it's like crazy. Like I said, I wasn't living here at the time, but you can ask people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Hello, Don McKenzie. Missed the live, but I'll replay it. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. All right. You think that's I can't say that, but you think that's the zombie apocalypse? It could be, Carol, but I honestly would think it's not that particular substance. I think it was. I think it could be the zombie apocalypse. Definitely could be substance related, but I don't think it's going to be that one, because it hypes you up too much. Let's see, shapeshifters. Just me and you, or just me, one, you two. Again, just me. Yeah. So what do y'all think? Do you think, let me just tell me in the comments, do you think the government, okay, now we're banned to some degree, but not really, because look, they're doing all these human-animal mergings. They tried to ban it, but it's not been banned, and like they said, when you literally have scientists arguing with each other in the lab saying this is human, no, it's not human, it's a hybrid, well, does it have rights? Does it have, is it human or is it not human? Like, what kind of world do we live in? Okay? I mean, and the thing is that you have it from Forbes magazine, right? You have it from other places, the National Institute of Health. These are not, tinfoil hat society newspapers, okay? This is mainstream media, although I'm sure it was buried. We probably need to see what else happened that day that, they had your attention on. But it is terrifying to me to know that there are things being grown in labs, and though they tried to ban it, they haven't banned it. So, I mean, okay, tinfoil hat people, I have also researched over the years about the DUMBs. Y'all know what I'm talking about, DUMBS. If you know, you know. And how that there were human-animal creatures down there, government experiments. This has been around for years, and people are like, oh, you try to tell somebody about some of this, and they're like, your cheese has slid all the way off your cracker, lady. So I get it. I know how crazy it sounds, but here it is in black and white. This is what the government is doing. And this is what they're admitting. See, here's the part that people get confused, all right? They're like, yeah, the lab said they're doing this, but they're not doing this, or they're debating, okay? The problem is that what actually makes the media and what is actually happening, it's like an iceberg, right? You see just the tip of it, and they're saying, okay, hush, baby. No, I don't know. I don't think there's any birds out there. It's dark and dreary today. Shh. Come here. No birds. No birds today. But anyway, you know how it is. What they tell you, what they allow to escape through the media is just scratching the surface. The whole iceberg is underneath. And that's the problem I have is when you have places like Forbes and NIH admitting to this, there is far more going on than they are ever going to tell you. So, I'm sitting here thinking, well, we know they're doing this. So this woman in New Mexico says there's a goat man running around. I'm like, hey, there probably is. That's just the way, I think. And it's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So, yeah, I would check out. I'm going to watch some more videos. Hey, by the way, the one video I watched by Minutes of Horror this morning was talking about AI, and look it up, Google Gemini. Oh, conversation. There's a lot of creepy things. There's a lot of AI creepy things going on. All right. I am going to have to get ready to go to work. So I'm going to step away. I know some of you have plans, some of you don't. Enjoy. And if you're bored, start researching into the chimeras. Because it's kind of like a sideline. Like, we're very concerned with this case and that case and this, and I am. But you know what? What happens the day that a chimera, it's a chimera. I think I've been thinking Camaro. A chimera. I think I've been saying that wrong. What happens the day that a chimera busts out of the lab and goes on a rampage? Then what are we going to do? What are we going to say? It's too late then to decide, is it human? Is it not human? Do we prosecute it? Do we unalive it? Like, what do we do with it? Chimera. Okay. Well, they're escaping. CHUD. What is CHUD? The chud? What are they? They're showing up at the supermarket. Look, I'm telling you, Walmart. I saw a vampire dude, and it wasn't even Halloween. I've seen a lot of videos, especially about people in Louisiana. I'm sure they're everywhere though. Good question, Shay. Look, there's so many theories on aliens. If there is only one God who created aliens, are they good? They bad? Are they just other peoples of gods? I don't know. Yeah, Mario. I'm afraid about the war. Also, I don't know if afraid. I'm very concerned. I am very, very concerned. All right. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Look up some chimeras. Look up and see. Check out some of these YouTube videos. If you want to be horrified and go down a rabbit hole of things that make you go, oh my God, check out those things. I would play them, but I will get a strike for that. So I can't play the videos, but I can tell you where to find them. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have a set schedule. It's craziness, holiday craziness the next few days. But anyway, enjoy your day. Get some rest. Eat a bunch of turkey if that's your thing. Or just sit back and think of chimeras. Whatever you do, stay safe out there. And for heaven's sakes, stay silky. Bye-bye. Appreciate you.